Who here this morning remembers what it used to be like to drive a car before power steering? Before automatic transmission? Before air conditioning? Before seat belts? Let's stop there for a moment. Before our seat belts, our parents, Brad's and my parents, could pack 7 of us into a 49 Ford with no restraining thoughts or devices. Today, yeah, that's right. Today we have laws requiring children under 4 and under 40 pounds to be buckled into some sort of child car seat. You can't even bring your newborn home from the hospital until they make sure a child seat is in your car. For slightly older children, there are booster seats with mandatory installation of airbags. No kids under the age of 12 are supposed to be allowed in the front seat at all, for fear of the force of the exploding airbag causing more injury than any crash. I remember after I had bypass surgery, Carol had to be my chauffeur, and I had to sit in the back seat for a month because they were concerned that airbag could do me in, Brad too. So, and probably others. So, before all these mechanical saving devices, some of us, Sherry was right, grew up with a different kind of child restraint system. Judith Viorst reminded me of this when she wrote, "This year I received a Mother's Day card that pictured a mother driving a car, her son in the passenger seat, and her outstretched arm protectively flung across his chest. The message said, 'To Mom, the original seatbelt.'" It was probably 65 years ago that Brother Brad and I were riding in the front seat of our 54 Ford station wagon with our mother at the wheel when a woman driving a Packard Clipper, which compares to an Abrams tank, ran a stop sign and plowed into us. Both Brad and I were knocked out, and in fact, for the rest of the time that we owned that 54 Ford station wagon, you could see the imprint of our faces on the metal dashboard. I remember when I came to, the first thing Brad said to me was, "Lean over, don't get blood on your shirt." It was our very first ambulance ride with Mother attending to us, though we later realized it was she who was most seriously injured, which eventually required very serious back surgery. Her mother love took over as she attended to her boys. The original seatbelt. The seatbelt has many different forms in different families. For some, mom or grandma or foster mom offered the seatbelt of a presence at the door when we trudged off to school, welcoming us back as we flew in the door, putting every meal on the table, shouting encouragement and cheering us on at every game or every concert. For some, mom offered the seatbelt of role model, a mom who always worked hard at her job or for her church or for her family, a mom who put everything she had into all the things she did, regardless of how important or how trivial. Our mom, she loved Halloween, and she loved thematic Halloweens. So she would make outfits for all of us. One year, my oldest brother was Sergeant Preston of the Yukon, and all the rest of us were Royal Mounted Police. One year I was Alice in Wonderland, and my older brothers were Tweedledum and Tweedledee. Yes, well, it's some typecasting. But then, and one year, my oldest brother was Captain Hook, and my younger brothers were John and Michael, and Brad was Wendy, and I was Peter Pan, because Mom knew even then that I didn't want to grow up. For some, Mom offered the seatbelt of stability, a new school, a new home, a new challenge, a new idea, new friends, but always Mom. For some, Mom offered a seatbelt of gentleness, a spirit of love and forgiveness and tenderness, always accessible, always welcoming. Whether our Mom was the Rock of Gibraltar type or a Balm in Gilead type, she helped create who we are and how we respond to the world. As Michelangelo's Pietà illustrates with very heartbreaking poignancy, even Jesus ended his earthly life where he began, in the arms of his mother. Mother's Day trounces poor Father's Day by a long shot. Hallmark estimates that, 150 million Mother's Day cards will be delivered this year, only about half that for Father's Day, making Mother's Day the third largest greeting card holiday of the year. Americans spend 25% more on Mother's Day gifts than they do on Father's Day gifts. The phone rings more often on Mother's Day than Father's Day. And this is an interesting fact. The busiest day of the year for car washes, the Saturday before Mother's Day. What Mom thinks still matters. Jesus didn't ask much, just that we be as open and accepting in our love as is God. Well, maybe for some of us that's a tall order. No, for all of us it's an impossible order. But Jesus made a way. You know, when we invite Christ to be born into the depth and breadth and width and height of our souls, Christ fills us with love that is indeed as Jesus himself loved us, what he asked for in our morning's lesson. Christ's love is the seatbelt on our spirit, the gentle binding of our heart and soul that lets us venture into dangerous territory, unknown challenges, unfriendly circumstances without losing our love. The greatest love we can express is not mother's love or father's love, not romantic love or humanitarian love. The greatest love, which we are called by Christ to be filled with, to be overflowing with, is faith love. The most successful and adored mothers have raised their children with this faith love. The most honored and revered fathers have extended this unbounded faith love. The most venerated servants of God have embodied this faith love. On Mother's Day, on any day, God's love doesn't take the day off. It rejoices every day to have yet another chance to show its love to everyone. God bless our mothers, and God bless you. Amen.